All right, welcome today. This is This Week's in Jackson County Schools. I'm Pamela Stone, and this week we have Bridgeport Middle School, and we're really excited. Sitting next to me, I have the principal of Bridgeport Middle School. It is Mr. Jonathan Colvin. Welcome, Mr. Colvin.
Well, thank you, Pamela. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks. Well, we're really excited. So it sounds like we were talking before the show, and there's a lot of really good stuff you've got going on at the middle school. So some of the big things that you're going to talk about is a project that you guys have. And then we brought somebody else special, and then some other, like a fundraiser coming up, and some other really cool things. And you guys, I'm a business and computer science teacher, and so I'm very techie, and you've got some really cool tech stuff going on.
Yeah, we do have some excellent technology stuff going on in our school that we're really excited about.
All right, so start with, you're going to talk about a dynamic learning project. So tell us a little bit about it.
The Dynamic Learning Project is a collaboration between Google, a group called EdTech Team, and a nonprofit called Digital Promise.
Okay.
Basically, they selected 50 middle schools nationwide to participate in this project. We're the smallest one in the nation that's in the group. They are funding a technology coach, and I brought our coach with us today, Shannon McLean, to talk more in depth about it later on. But where she's able to actually get in there with our teachers and make sure that our teachers are using technology efficiently in the classroom and effectively so that our students are getting what they need.
Okay, so what was the grant actually specifically for? I mean, what did she have to, or did you write it?
We wrote it. Basically, it was just an application where Google and EdTech Team and Digital Promise, they were looking for 50 schools that were really committed to a culture of innovation and being creative and really trying to push the envelope as far as technology goes.
For all of the classes,
yes.
Just not for the tech.
Right, not just tech. This is in everything from PE to science. We're even doing things in our PE classes with this, so it's been really cool.
Okay. And then you were telling me you got to go to Google?
We did get to go.
That sounds
Miss
really cool.
McLean and I went in July. We got to spend a week at Google's headquarters in Mountain View, California, and really kind of get to see what their culture's like inside of Google, and really just get to learn a lot about implementing a teaching model for our students that really values innovation, that values kind of risk taking and things like that, as opposed to, it's a little bit different than the way things have always been done in the past.
Right. Well, and I think that most people wouldn't think like PE and some of the other classes are really, what would you do tech-wise, right? But you found out otherwise.
Yeah, we've found there's an app that all of our folks have been working on. Miss McLean's really done a good job of kind of setting challenges up for our faculty to push them to implement more tech in their classroom. We all used an app called Flipgrid the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's kind of you just use a laptop and the kids are able to record a reflection or anything basically they want to on video, and it all goes straight to the teacher, and they're able to go from there with it.
Oh, that sounds like fun. And is Google as tech as they make it sound like?
Google is, yes, they're as tech as they make it sound like. But, when we were out there in their training, they would make mistakes with tech just like we're going to make mistakes with tech. They had to call their IT people up there to fix it.
Can you imagine being an IT person at Google?
No, it was crazy.
That would be surreal. I'd be like, oh no, if you really mess up at Google,
yeah. We thought going in that they were going to be all about Chromebooks and all about their stuff. They're weren't. Not. It's about, they don't care what tech you're using, they just want you to use it effectively and efficiently.
Well, that's better.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's better than the company.
Yeah.
We won't talk about the company. So, well, good. It sounds like it was a really good grant. And are they doing? Do you happen to know? Do you get to renew it? Is it yearly, or is this
it's a 1-year deal. It'll be a 1-year deal, and I think they've opened up the grant for new applicants, not for other schools to apply for this next year.
So you guys won't get a chance okay. But hey, you got it once. That was really good. Okay, and so then you also were talking about the Hall of Success.
Yes.
This is your fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser, but it's also a way we wanted to create a way for our students to see that, you can come from our small town
Right.
and be able to be successful. So we went about trying to find people who had, all the way back to when it was Bridgeport High School, that have gone on and they've been successful in their careers, or they've been successful as far as giving back to the community or anything like that.
What year was it? Bridgeport High School, just, you know?
Bridgeport High School, the first graduating class was in the 20s. I'm not sure exactly
Wow, so a long
what.
time ago.
So
And when
goes
did it
back a long way.
convert?
Converted in 1988.
Okay,
When-
so a long time. It was that way.
we that's when we combined with Stevenson to form North Jackson High School at that point in time.
Okay. All right, and then, well, and I forgot to do a few things. Let's talk about you for a minute. Okay, so you're the principal, but
I am.
how long you been the principal, and what did you do before the principal?
I've been the
and-
principal since January.
Okay.
Prior to that, for 11 months, I was the assistant principal at North Sand Mountain with Dusty Roden. Dusty and I had worked together for a long time at North Jackson as teachers and coaches. I started at North Jackson in 2007.
Okay. What did you teach?
I taught math. I taught Algebra 2
Ooh.
most of the time. So, and I coached football and softball. My wife and I coached softball together.
Oh, that's fun.
So that was an interesting experience. But no, it worked out great for us. And and I've been at Bridgeport since January. I went to school at Bridgeport. It's about 5 minutes from my house. It's my hometown. I love it.
There you go. That's got to feel really good, because I think you being from there makes you want more for your community because you're from there. And
Right.
I mean, I'm assuming it's more internal.
It just means more to
Right.
you a little bit, I think. You know, for me, I want my hometown to do well. I
Right.
want my home school to do well.
Yeah. There's got to be a lot of pride in that.
There is.
That is good. Okay, and so on this Hall of Success, you're going to induct. You're not looking for really athletics. You're looking for academic.
We're looking for academic, career, community service success. We've got a Jackson County Sports Hall of Fame that's recognized several of our graduates
Okay.
and several of our coaches. But we want to be able to recognize the people who've gone on and had success in their career fields, or have been, maybe they've been in the volunteer fire department for 25 years, or,
That's cool.
just people that we want our kids to see that success takes on a lot of different forms,
Right.
but that there's definitely people that come from where they're sitting at
Right.
that have gone on to have good success.
And being from a small town, that it
Right.
can happen in a small
Yeah.
town. Because, I mean, so many movies and other people portray that
Absolutely.
small towns, aren't going to do the same as
Sure.
New York City. But
Right.
I think they do.
Yeah, I think
they
do too.
bring a better community, too.
Right.
I think in a lot of times. So, okay. And so you're inducting, you said people all the way from,
We go all the way back to I think the
19.
class of 37 is all the way through. The youngest one would have been in North Jackson High School's class of 2000.
so a big span.
Yeah.
Have you already contacted them all?
We've contacted everybody. Everybody's really excited
Oh, I
about
bet
it.
they are.
Our community's really excited about it. So
Okay. And you said there's 10 inductees?
There are 10 inductees.
Okay, and so what day was this? I read on my other paper.
October the 28th at 7 o'clock Central.
And where's that being located?
It'll be at our school.
Okay,
In our, we're going to have tickets are available for $30.
and there's food.
There's food.
With the $30.
That's going to be a choice of prime rib or chicken with your meal.
That's pretty good.
And then the additional part of that's going to go to help fund. It's going to go to help fund our Tiger Tech initiative that we'll talk about a little later, and some scholarships that we offer through Bridgeport Middle School for our graduates once they get through North Jackson High School.
Okay, and how did you choose those? Was there the inductees? Was there like a list, or did some committee? Was there a committee
Sure,
formed?
we had a
or-
committee formed that has a representative, at least one representative from a graduating class in every decade from the 1950s on.
Okay,
And so that committee, we gathered nominations, and then we went through a voting process on that to select the ones for this year's class.
that's got to be amazing to be the first inductee, because this is the first
This
year,
is
right?
the first year we've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be quite surreal for some of them.
Yeah, everybody I've talked to has been extremely humbled and extremely excited to be selected.
That will be. Listen, we're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about Tiger Tech.
Sure, that'd be great.
We'll talk about a few other things, and then after that next break, we'll come back and we'll talk to the other teacher you brought.
All right, that'd be great.
All right, we'll be right back on This Week in Jackson County Schools.
A memorial marker is a reflection of the way you share your love for a family member who's gone on. It should help celebrate their life. At Heartfelt Memorials, we dedicate all markers to honor and express the love you have for your family members. We can help create a memorial marker to express that love, or even add death dates to already existing markers. For all your granite marker needs, call Heartfelt Memorials at 423-227-8658. That's 423-227-8658 for Heartfelt Memorials, helping you honor your loved ones, serving the entire tri-state area from Trenton. When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We are here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope. Folks around these parts have put their trust in the Ponder name for filling their prescriptions for decades. Jennifer Ponder Hicks, Doctor of Pharmacy, continues the tradition of fast, friendly, and personal service at Ponder's Mountain Pharmacy. Ponder's Mountain Pharmacy is convenient to our customers between Dobbins and North Sand Mountain School, next to Northeast Alabama Health Services. Ponder's Mountain Pharmacy gladly accepts most insurance plans, including Alabama Medicaid. When the need arises, have your doctor phone Ponder's Mountain Pharmacy at 597-4020. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Ponder's Mountain Pharmacy.
A small bank with big service. Citizens Bank and Trust, offering a wide range of services, including online banking. Pay your bills, manage your account anytime, 24 hours a day. Your account balance is only a phone call away as well at 657-1234. Or visit our convenient locations. Lookout Mountain, Georgia, Higdon, Alabama, or our main branch on Highway 11 in Trenton. Citizens Bank and Trust, 657-5678. A community bank that believes in the community. Citizens Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dobbins Supermarket, serving the community for over 70 years with fresh cut meats and a full line of grocery items. Dobbins Supermarket, Highway 71 in Higdon.
This week at Dobbins Supermarket, fresh fryer legs, 79 cents a pound. Beef sirloin tip roast, $3.29 a pound. A 10-pound box of breaded chicken fingers, only $16.99. And hickory hollow bacon, 10-pound box, only $19.99. These and other specials when you shop every week in Higdon, Alabama at Dobbins Supermarket.
We need your help to fight unemployment insurance fraud. I'm Mark Butler, Georgia's Labor Commissioner. Unemployment insurance fraud can be as simple as someone failing to report earned wages while receiving benefits, or a more organized effort to cheat the system. Either way, it's a crime that can lead to jail time. If you suspect someone is committing fraud, let us know and we'll keep it confidential. Go to employgeorgia.com and click on the Report Fraud link at the top of the page. You report and we'll investigate.
Brought to you by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Get that next new-to-you vehicle from Rayburn Cloud at Cloud Auto Sales in Higdon, Alabama. Check out an 05 Nissan Frontier 4x4 V6 with power windows, locks, and cruise, just $6,700. How about an 06 Ford F-150 Lariat Super Crew 4-wheel drive, just $12,995. Or a 13 Hyundai Sonata, great gas mileage and new tires, only $7,995. Cloud Auto Sales now offering warranties on all vehicles. Alabama Highway 71 in Higdon, 597-3273, and on Facebook at Cloud Auto Sales.
Come see me for your best deal in a good used car. And yes, I'm still fishing.
All right, welcome back. This is This Week in Jackson County Schools. I'm Pamela Stone, and with me we have the principal of Bridgeport Middle School, and he is here talking about all kinds of good stuff in the middle school. So far we've talked about a dynamic learning project, which was a grant that allows one teacher to become a tech guru, basically, to help all the other teachers in every class across the board to incorporate technology into those classes. And you got to go to visit Google and do all kinds of stuff. And I don't think we mentioned, how many students do you have in your school?
We've got 124 students in our school, 5 through 8.
5 through 8? Okay. And then You've been there since January. Okay, before that you were at North South Mountain
I
High,
was,
the
yeah.
assistant principal. How long were you there?
I was there for 11 months.
Okay, that's cool. Where'd you come before that?
I was at North Jackson High School. I was teaching at North Jackson High
So
School.
you were doing math?
Yes.
Math, gotta love math. I love math, but most of the kids don't like math.
Yeah, I love math.
I love math too, but the kids are like, I gotta do math. This is a business class. So, okay. So now what we're going to talk, and then we talked about the Hall of Success.
Sure.
So let's talk a little bit more about that. So you have 10 people that have
We
been
do.
inducted into it, and you have the list, and you said they were from basically 1937 to all the way to 2000.
Right.
And it's actually kind of a fundraiser, but you want to make it a big deal because you're really trying to focus on getting these people, pulled out and say, hey, you guys have done some really great stuff.
Yeah, and we really want our kids to understand that success is something that's very much in their grasp. If coming from our school, we go all the way back. A former superintendent in our system, Grant Barham, his father is the oldest inductee. He's the class of '37. G.C.
Okay.
Barham. He was just a businessman in town. He was had just did a lot of good things for a lot of people.
Did he own his own business?
I believe he owned a grocery store, and he was an insurance man. He just did a lot of things in
So
town.
one of those things kind of everybody knew of him.
Right, and just a genuinely great guy that
That's
really
cool.
helped out his community. Then I've got them listed in alphabetical order. Dr. Lindsey Brown, she's a 1996 North Jackson graduate a 1997 North Jackson graduate who went on to be a dentist, and she's in Huntsville, Alabama, and she's already been able to sell her practice and retire from that.
cool.
She's not even 40 years old. A gentleman named Mark Dover, who's a businessman in Stevenson, who's got Dover Motors. He's owns the Horizon gas station there, does a lot for our community. Roger Hill, who has written a book about his time in Afghanistan. That's a national bestseller. I feel terrible that I don't have the name of it written down right here. Dog Company is, I believe, is the short title of it, but just the stuff that he went through in Afghanistan and to see the way that he's had to fight for some things has been really impressive. Chief Petty Officer Sean Hyatt, who's North Jackson class of 2000, who's still in the Navy today and he's a recruiter in the Philadelphia area. A former teacher at our school, he's deceased, Luke Matthews, who just had an impact on a lot of people in our school system. Pastor David Smith at New Home Baptist Church in Pisgah.
Okay.
He's a Bridgeport class of 79. He's made a huge impact on a lot of people's lives.
And the kids too, I'm sure.
Yes. Dr. Randy Smith, who's a vet in our local area. He's been a vet for over 40 years and has always been really good to give back to our community. A gentleman named Ed Watt, who's had a prolific engineering career. It is amazing. He was a class of 1957, and he just reading through his information packet, it was about that thick, and it just mind-boggling. And then Dr. Connie Wilson, who's still does stuff with the city of Huntsville as an urban planner, and she's just it's amazing to see the work that she's done. She was Bridgeport High School class of 69. So just to be able to honor those people, we said going in that we wanted every kid in our school to be able to look on that wall and see somebody they could relate to. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've been able to do that with this class, and I feel like they can all get some inspiration from that.
Well, I know that with people like you just named, it's got to feel really good for those kids to know that, okay, there were a couple doctors, but some of them were just business owners.
Sure.
Some of them went into the military, and sometimes, I mean, we most of us know what an honor it is to be in the military.
Absolutely.
But so many people outside of that will look at doctor, military, and there's just not the same recognition, and it really is.
Yes, it is.
And it absolutely should be in a heartbeat.
And we wanted this to be as much about service as it was about anything else.
Yeah.
Because-
or even the teacher.
Right, because, to me and to our committee, service was as much a part of success as gaining wealth or anything else was at any point in that.
I know, and I think teachers go into it, and we're so kind of underlooked for
Right.
the most part, but we've really probably had more of an impact than a lot of people do
Absolutely.
on the lives of these kids. Okay, and so tell them again what day it is. It's October.
That'll be October the 28th at 7 o'clock Central. We're tickets. We need to have all our tickets we need to have an idea for food and everything like that by the end of next week on the 21st.
Okay, so how do they get a ticket?
You can call the school at 256-495-2967, or you can email me. It's Colvin J, COLVINJ at jackson.k12.al.us.
And if they don't remember that, I'm sure they can just go on the website and
Absolutely.
find you.
They can get on our Facebook, or they can get on our school website and find us from there.
All right, that sounds good. So I wish you the best of luck in that.
Thank you.
It sounds really good. All right, so let's talk about Tiger Tech.
Okay.
So you have a thing called Tiger Tech, and it's trying to get equipment so that your smaller school
Right.
is equal to the larger schools like we would see at like New York or something.
Absolutely. Our Tiger Tech initiative, we really want to make sure that the kids in our town and the kids that go to our school have the same opportunities that people anywhere else
That's
in the
perfect.
world do. We know that's not going to be easy
No.
because of funding or whatever, but we set a goal of about $75,000 worth of equipment that we would need to make this happen.
Okay.
We started fundraising in April, and we've been able to so far raise $20,000
That's a lot.
toward that goal. We're really excited about that. We've had a lot of private donations. We've had a lot of donations from people that really don't want a lot of publicity about it. I know Mohawk Industries, they just they're new to Bridgeport, and they donated $10,000 worth of iMac computers.
Cool.
We've been able to get Z-Space technology, which we brought to North Sand Mountain a year ago, and has been kind of a game changer, and we feel like it's a game changer there. But our Tiger Tech program's kind of based off of what Mr. Roden and I were able to come up with that we call Bison Works at North Sand Mountain.
Okay.
And we really wanted to, this is kind of the middle school version of what Bison Works would be.
Okay.
Because, we can't really go into all the high school part of it from our end, but
Right.
we want to make sure at the middle school part that we've got access to everything our kids need to be, to be on the same playing field as anybody else.
So what are you gonna get for what? I mean, I'm guessing you had to write a list of all the things you wanted to get for that $75,000.
Sure, we did. We want to make sure that we've got the Z-Space units, which we've got 2 now. We're going to have another one on the way soon.
Okay.
For the 3D virtual reality stuff that provides. We've got the iMacs. We're going to have some digital video equipment. We really want our kids focusing on creating things
Right.
in here. Their own work, whether it's hey, I'm going to record a commercial for the town of Bridgeport, or I just let me tell you about this project we made. I want them to have those opportunities, and we want them to be able to get in there. And we want robotics to be a part of this. We want.
Now, will you have to have another teacher, or will you be able to do it with just?
What we're going to do is we're kind of going to implement this like a normal school would do library time.
Okay.
So, like, our science teachers are going to have one day a week that's kind of blocked off that, okay, you've got we're calling it our innovation center, where, that's their day to go in the innovation center.
Okay.
And
And
then
45 minutes, is that what it is?
well, for our 7th and 8th graders, it can be up to 80.
Oh, wow.
So, they're going to get to go in there, and then we're going to have the other days. We're going to kind of have 3 flex days a week, to where, if our math teacher wants to go in, or if our social studies teacher wants to go in, that they're going to be able to do those things too.
And where is this going to be housed?
It's going to be just in a classroom that we've got.
Available?
We had an available classroom that we're going to be able to put all this stuff in.
Oh, that sounds really good. I can only imagine what that kind of money would do. So, if somebody wants to donate, how do they
Sure.
donate?
Just call the school, write us a check, to make it to BMS for as big as you want to make it, and we'll gladly accept it.
I'm sure like $100,000 would be
Absolutely.
good, right? Yeah, there we go. No problem. But it really is, guys, for the kids. And I don't think a lot of people don't understand that public school most of the money the government gives us is just paying our electricity and our regular bills, and a lot of the tech stuff is not coming from that. And so in order to have the computers and, like you said, the
Absolutely.
special printing, and even those 3D printers, once you get the printers, you still have to have all of the
Right.
regularly, like the plastic that builds
Yeah.
it, and that is so expensive on its own.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think people understand schools need so much money. And
Right.
remember, this is, I mean, you and I know, but this is funding our future.
Absolutely.
And the kids and where they're going.
You know, and the thing we told everybody when we unveiled the Tiger Tech initiative was, we've got to make a decision now what we want our town to look like 20 years from now.
That's a big deal.
And because what we do is going to make that's where that's going to come from.
You're right.
So, you know, we can either be satisfied with the status quo or we can decide to make it better. And right now, we're doing everything we can to make it better.
It sounds like you're doing great, and you're going to be one of those, what we call 21st century schools.
That's definitely our goal.
So it's very good. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to, I just want to make sure her name is Shannon McLean. Did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss McLean, and she's going to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff we've already talked about, but definitely more in depth.
Absolutely.
And then we'll come on one more section, and we'll all talk together about some other things. Sound
All right,
good?
that'd be great.
All right, we'll be right back on This Week in Jackson County Schools.
Attention outdoor cooking fans. The Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District is a gold dealer of Big Green Egg products. The Big Green Egg is miles ahead of anything else. State-of-the-art ceramics, a wide range of easily adjusted cooking temperatures, a stainless steel cooking grid, and a permanent porcelain glaze to preserve that signature green color. It's a grill, it's an oven, it's even a smoker. The most versatile cooking device ever. Truly the ultimate cooking experience. The Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District is the largest supplier of Big Green Egg products between Memphis and Atlanta, carrying a complete line of products including rubs and sauces, plus 90-day same-as cash and financing is available. See us today on Sand Mountain. Take I-59 south to the Hammondville exit, right on Highway 117 to 21620 Highway 117 in Ider, or call 256-687-9386 to learn about the Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District.
College is more than an education. It's a bridge to your future. Plan your future. Envision your future. Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Come on in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Bamaside. Enjoy a family atmosphere with good home cooking, including burgers, steaks, fish, plate lunches, and more at Bamaside. Top it all off with a homemade banana split or other delicious dessert. At Bamaside, watch your favorite games on the big screen, especially those SEC rivalries. Open Tuesday through Saturday until 8:30 Eastern, open till 3 Eastern on Sunday, and closed on Monday. Dash says, dash on into Bamaside. 632-3436 for Bamaside. Alabama Highway 75, just on the Bamaside.
Smith Ace Hardware in Whitwell has been serving the Valley's needs for generations with the best brands for all your plans. Paint from Clark and Kensington, grills from Weber and Traeger, a full line of Yeti products, and blowers and chainsaws from Steel. Serving the Whitwell area, Smith Ace Hardware, 146 Highway 283 in Whitwell. Open Monday through Saturday 8 to 6 and Sunday 10 to 4. 423-658-5073. 423-658-5073. Smith Ace Hardware in Whitwell.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
All right, welcome back. This week's in Jackson County Schools, and we are talking with Bridgeport Middle. I'm so sorry, Bridgeport Middle. And next to me, I have, it is Shannon McLean.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Good to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. I'm really excited. And you have a really cool project that I got really excited about when I heard about it. That you're involved in. You are no longer in the classroom.
No.
This year, right?
This year I'm not.
This year, so.
Our school was lucky enough to be chosen to be part of the Dynamic Learning Project.
Okay.
Which is a joint effort between Digital Promise, Google, and EdTech team. I think that Google primarily funded this, but it's a research-based project that Digital Promise is leading the way.
Okay.
And so what they're trying to find out, what they're aiming for, is how to make education more equitable across all schools.
No matter what the size or...
Yes, or free reduced lunch number,
Right.
etc. We have lots of schools across the country that have access to technology, but the professional development to go along with that, learning how to use the technology effectively, hasn't been there. So that's where this project comes along. Their research has shown that an instructional coach in technology helps tremendously in
I'm sure it does.
allowing teachers to find ways to use that technology in an effective way. So that's where I come into play.
Because, I mean, I've been to a lot of workshops where they'll say, hey, here's some great, resources, but who has time to go back and learn those resources or read through them? Or so that's what
Exactly.
your job is to bring those resources in lifetime. I'm guessing, do you have weekly, I don't know, you call them staff meetings or whatever you want to call them, kind of thing, where you teach them how to use them or what it does?
Exactly. So, and when you said that, last year as a teacher, I started trying out some different things, the technology in my classroom. But, at the back of my mind was that, oh man, I wish I had some more time to do some
Right.
research and how to find out how to use this really effectively because,
Right.
as
It's
a
hard.
classroom teacher, you're going.
Yep, it's hard.
So my role is to come in and work with teachers on a one-to-one basis. Now, we do have some small group meetings from time to time, some whole group meetings, but it's mainly one-to-one that I get to
So do
provide
they
this
call
interaction.
you, or email you or whatever, or do you go to them, or how
All
does
of the
that?
above.
Okay.
All of the above.
Okay.
80% of my time is spent in the classroom with teachers. So I know what's happening in the classroom. I can provide suggestions as far as, hey, we could use this to make this more engaging or more effective. They call me, they email me, they text me, say, hey, can you come down here? I'm interacting with them all the time.
So where did you get your information in order to take it back to the classroom teachers? And if you get stuck and have a question yourself, do you get to go back to Google or to one of the other sponsors of the program?
That's a great question, and that's a wonderful part of the project. We attended, Mr. Colvin, the principal at Bridgeport Middle School, and I attended training in San Jose or Mountain View in California at Google headquarters, and during that week-long time, we were exposed to, or I definitely was exposed to, effective ways of coaching with teachers. It wasn't so much about the technology. We used the technology along the way, but it was more about the instructional model. Not to use technology just to be using technology, but to use technology in an effective way that addresses a particular challenge.
Okay.
And if I get stumped, which I do because I'm learning as I go as well, I have a whole network of the other 49 coaches in the United States that I can contact via a Google Hangout chat. That's how we communicate.
Okay.
And I may say, hey, I have this teacher that's having this kind of problem. What do you guys suggest? And we support each other that way, and we give suggestions to each other. It's a wonderful personal learning network.
So do the teachers come to you asking you, like, on their own some of the things, or did you start at the beginning and say, okay, here's all the things that we would like to try that Google and them want to, like, Digital Promise suggest, and then they pick and choose, or who chose what? So, like, I'm just thinking PE. Okay, so.
Right.
Mr. Colvin said that PE is still using it. And as a non-PE teacher, I'm thinking I can see some of it, but that's got to be kind of hard to pull in. So did they come up with it? Was there a list of stuff already kind of out there that they kind of looked at? How did the teachers themselves get the ideas?
Well, every teacher is doing something different.
Okay.
Based on their particular needs in their
That's
classroom.
got to make it hard on you.
Well,
'Cause that's even more.
It is, but it's effective that way.
Okay.
At the beginning of the year, we sat down and we identified the particular challenges that those teachers are having in their classrooms.
Okay.
And then we identify, or we brainstorm together some possible strategies to address those challenges, and then we agree together on, let's try this. And it's not always, your first attempt isn't always going to be successful.
No.
So that's where we start. Now we also I started a program at school called a badging program, where this is kind of an additional project for the teachers to work on. I have them all set up in a Google Classroom. And
teachers?
Yes. Our district just opened up Google Classroom this year.
I've been using it for 3 years, and I love Google Classroom.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It is amazing.
So all the teachers in my building are set up in my class, and I set assignments for them periodically. And the teachers that complete those assignments are included in a drawing at the end of the month for a gift card. So that gives it a little excitement. We put their names on this little wheel and spun the wheel to see who won the gift card and everything. But the badging program I'm really excited about, because that's something that they can demonstrate initiative on their own and skill in a particular area, and then earn a digital badge for that. Something like Google Classroom or Sheets or Slides or
that's pretty cool,
etc.
That
I'm excited.
would be fun. I would have to take part of that.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then let's talk about. So, we've talked about that, which you guys have a really good program. It sounds like. And are you going to be sad when it ends?
I will be, but I do want to say that I noticed when I was surfing, I was on the internet this weekend, that Digital Promise has put out a Google form for other middle schools and it has to be a middle school, not a K through 8 or a K through 12. They target middle schools because they want to isolate all the other variables. But they have a Google form out there on their website that middle schools can complete if they're interested in participating in the second year of the project.
So I'm guessing it has to be somebody who already did the first year.
No, I don't think so. I think one of the conditions is that the middle school doesn't already have a technical coach or technology coach at their school. So you don't know. I mean, you don't know what Google and Digital Promises, they're,
Did you write the grants, or did Mr. Colvin write the grants? Or you both wrote the grants?
I was included. Mr. Colvin was included. Mr. Buckner, our supervisor of curriculum, was included. So
yeah, just for people out there, I was asking Mr. Colvin, I know what you used to teach, which was science.
Correct.
So as a business and career tech, that would fit what I do, but how did science, what made you as a science teacher get involved in a tech program? Not that you don't use it, but you know what I mean? It's not directly that link that you normally would think about.
Well, I think that last year I was really looking for ways to integrate technology into my curriculum. I was looking for ways to, of course, my students are engaged for the most part with our hands-on labs. I'm a huge lab supporter as far as an experience. But as I was also looking for ways to engage my students and get them a little bit more excited about what was going on. So I was looking into digital notebooking and things like that. So I think that's probably what led me here.
Okay. So I was just curious as to, how science and that worked out. All right, so let's talk about the other thing. We just have a few more minutes here on third. It's a Project Lead the Way?
Yes. Last year, I wrote a grant, a Google grant. And Google, of course, we have the 14th data center in the world that's being built in Bridgeport. And they have community grants that we're eligible to apply for. And they really encourage computer science curriculum. So in looking at that, talking with my principal at that time, Mr. Buckner, we talked about, hey, we hear a lot of good things about Project Lead the Way. Project Lead the Way has a computer science curriculum. let's do that.
That sounds
And
exciting.
so I originally was slated to go to that training this summer in Tuscaloosa. But then when Dynamic Learning Project came up, our math teacher, Miss Jennifer Johnson, stepped up and she said, I would be really interested in doing that. So she went to the training in Tuscaloosa this summer. It was a week-long training, very intense.
Right.
And so she is now certified as a Project Lead the Way computer science teacher, and I think that we are the first Project Lead the Way school in Jackson County. Well, I know we are because I had to fill out
Paperwork?
Yes, paperwork for that.
Well, that's a really big deal.
Yes.
And especially, and I mean, our people know it, but if you're watching outside of our district, here, you guys are a small school. You guys only have, I think he said, 150 some odd students or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, a lot of people think that, oh my gosh, that's small, but you guys are doing stuff that's huge and big schools. I mean, I've come from places like Dallas and Denver. I'm from Denver, and you guys are doing the same stuff that we're doing back there, just on the same scale, just with smaller students, but still, that's big.
Yeah, we're super excited
It's
about
big,
our
so
Project
that
Lead the
means
Way.
your kids are going to be just as knowledgeable in the tech areas, which is what you're doing it for, but I just
Exactly.
want the viewers to know that, as, big schools. Dallas, some of those other ones.
That's what we want to do.
I think you're doing it. You guys are doing a good thing.
Thank you.
So, when we come back, we're going to bring back your principal.
Okay.
And we're all going to talk. And I know there's one more thing he's going to talk about, which is an after-school program coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that should be kind of exciting. I know it helps kids with homework and community and stuff too. So, and anything else you want to talk about? Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. We'll be right back on This Week in Jackson County Schools.
At Citizens Tri-County Bank of Whitwell, we supply every financial need from small loans to your dream home. 24-hour banking is available through Citizens Tri-County Bank of Whitwell. Come into our location at 14087 Highway 28 in Whitwell. Experience fast, friendly, and courteous service every time you walk through the door. Open 8 to 4 Monday through Thursday, until 5 on Friday, and open 8 to noon on Saturday. 658-5880 for Citizens Tri-County Bank of Whitwell, the only community bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Raceway in Whitwell is always on your way, taking convenience to a new level, 4 a.m. until midnight, 7 days a week. Go by for gas on the go and meet your friends for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Raceway has been voted the best place for biscuits and chicken in the valley. You'll also find subs, pizza, buffalo wings, and more. The Raceway, Highway 28 in Whitwell. It's on your way.
Come see us at Raceway!
It's back for a limited time Guthrie's Buy 4 Get 1 More deal. Come on into Guthrie's in Trenton and Ringgold to get your punch card and start saving. It's really easy. Buy 4 meals at the regular price and get the 5th meal free. It's the Buy 4 Get 1 More deal now at Guthrie's. And be sure to get by Guthrie's for your after-school snack box, now available. Guthrie's, home of the golden fried chicken finger and the best chicken finger sauce in the world. Highway 136 West in Trenton and off Alabama Highway near Food Line in Ringgold.
Guthrie's, not fast food, good food fast.
Come enjoy pizza for lunch or dinner in a family-friendly atmosphere at Stevie B's Pizza in Fort Payne. Enjoy the buffet and salad bar anytime or have a specialty pizza made to order. At Stevie B's, take advantage of Two-Stamp Tuesday for adult and senior buffets and Thirsty Thursdays when drinks are free after 4 p.m. Take out any medium pizza weekdays between 2 and 5 for just $4.49. And on the weekends, take out any 2 large pizzas just $14.99. Book your parties now by calling Stevie B's at 256-979-1234. Stevie B's Pizza, 2200 Galt Avenue North, Fort Payne.
That's my neighbor Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
If you're just now joining us, we are here this week with This Week in Jackson County Schools, and we are here with Bridgeport Middle School this week. And so I have Miss Shannon McClain, right?
Yes.
I got it right. I don't know why I'm worried about getting it wrong. And Mr. Colvin, and he is the principal. And you were the science teacher. This year you're the tech, I don't know.
Coach. Technology coach.
I'm sure everybody calls you the best thing they're, cool, guru, right? Those are the good names for you. All right, and so far we've talked about your dynamic learning project, which is what you've got a grant to do, and to make sure we bring technology into everyone else at your school, and all cross-curricular for everybody, PE included.
Yes.
And then we've been talking about the Hall of Success, which is this really great fundraiser, but it's much bigger than a fundraiser because we want everyone to come out, and you guys are gonna induct 10 people.
Yes.
From 1937 to 2000, people that have made a difference in your community, and we just want to show them off and say, hey, you guys are done great.
Yes.
So, and that is October
28th.
At 7?
At 7 Central, yes.
And it's $30, but you get a great prime rib dinner, or what's the other one?
Prime rib or chicken, yes.
I don't know. Prime rib stuck in my head because that's what I would be ordering. It would be the prime rib or chicken, and I mean, you know what? That just sounds great on its own. I mean, and help support the school because that's a really good thing too. And then we were just talking about Project Lead the Way.
Yes.
And you wrote your, I guess, a grant. Is this a grant call too?
Yes, it was a Google grant. It covered our teacher, Miss Johnson, that went to training in Tuscaloosa, and then also we purchased quite a bit of equipment to go along with that. There were certain specifications that were required for the laptops and tablets.
And so let's tell everybody, you're trying to make sure that whatever you guys do in your smaller school districts matches the larger school districts in larger cities.
Yes, we want to afford the same opportunities to our students.
Well, they should be,
Yes.
They really should be.
Right.
Even Trenton's much smaller than places like Dallas and Denver, where I was born and raised. And it's our kids deserve the exact same as any other school, I think.
Right.
So, all right, and so now let's talk about, and we did mention for Tiger Tech, you're trying to get money.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get money, but money, equipment, anything. I know we're really focusing on digital video equipment. We're focusing on
the 3D printers.
The 3D printers, making sure that we've got the Z-Space in there, which we've got some of the Z-Space stuff in there already, but the software on that yearly is extremely expensive.
A site license is.
But it's stuff that our science teacher had the kids in there. They were all making circuits the other day on there, and they're doing things that we couldn't otherwise do if we didn't have that machine in there.
And so if they want to donate, they can call the school.
Absolutely.
And he'll take any amount of donations. So businesses out there, we challenge you to actually call them and give them as much as you possibly can, because it really does help.
Absolutely.
Especially the businesses in your own community, because who's that going to help? Those businesses one day.
And our community has done a really good job of kind of getting on board with this and getting behind it and supporting it. Like I said, we've raised $20,000 since
really
April.
Good since April. That's not very long.
So they've really stepped up to the plate.
That's good. All right. So now I understand you guys have an after-school program coming.
Yeah.
That was another grant?
Yeah, we got our...
we know who to go to for grant.
Stephanie Lusk at our central office was in charge of this one, and it was it's our state's 21st Century Community Learning Center grant that we just got. We'd had it before, and then we didn't have it for a couple of years, so now we're getting it back.
So is it just for your school?
It's just for our school.
Okay. So what does it do? I mean, tell people what it does, because, I mean, as a parent, they may not know.
Right. It's going to have, there's going to be some time built in for homework or things like that, but it's really more centered on enrichment. We really want to tie it in a lot with our Tiger Tech stuff and incorporating STEM and those type things.
Use of the Innovation Center.
Absolutely. That group's going to spend a lot of extra time in that Innovation Center that we talked about earlier. Right. I think we're going to have part of our grant. We're going to develop a community garden that kind of, so in the summer, if we've got people around town that need some vegetables or whatever, just come on over to the school and get them.
Okay, does that include me? I'm not in the town, but I can
absolutely. I think that they're going to do some work with the nursing home. I think a couple of days
That's a big deal.
So it's gonna be really good for our kids, and it's a really good way to make sure that they're, if mom and dad can't be at home, it helps to make sure that they're kind of safe and they're doing the things they need to be doing.
That's the bigger thing, focusing on what they need to focus on, and even if it is homework or even if it's not, it's still knowing that they're.
But it's another good opportunity that our kids are going to have.
That'll be really good too. So I was going to ask you, what extracurricular clubs do you have? I mean, I don't know, but for any parents who don't know that they may want to get involved with.
Sure. I mean, we've got
sports. I'm sure
we do have sports. We've got football and basketball, and then our kids can also run cross country or track or play softball and baseball with North Jackson High School.
You said you coach. Do you still coach?
No, I don't coach anymore.
Because you're principal.
Mm-hmm.
You can't coach.
And then we've got a beta club at our school. And we've got we've got some other things we're trying to that are in the early stages that we're looking to kind of start club wise to kind of expand that. But
technology club.
We've started a group of students that are like our little tech gurus that can assist with setup of devices and simple solution repairs, things like that teachers can go to, because there's always something happening, and kids are super fast at solving those problems. Solving problems like that. So
and that kind of ties back with the Dynamic Learning Project. One thing that they really emphasized was it's okay if the kids know more about it than you do.
We're all learning together.
It's really hard for teachers to give that up, because teachers kind of have that mentality that we're the keepers of knowledge sometimes.
Right.
And when we have to give that up, it makes us a little bit vulnerable.
Well, and I think it makes us worried that we're supposed to know more than they do.
Right.
I mean, typically. So what I do in my classroom is if the kids can find a mistake or I've done something wrong and they caught it, I give them a piece of candy.
Awesome.
So it's just my way of saying, hey, good job. You caught something I didn't. It didn't mean I didn't know it, but it meant that they found something that an adult didn't. Usually it's because I didn't go to bed till midnight and I was trying to do it at midnight. But still, and I think it's good because and it makes them proud.
Sure.
And so I'm just going to suggest, I'm a Future Business Leader of America, and that really fits in with a lot of stuff. So if you get that chance, we could actually sponsor, because you'll need another club to sponsor. But it works really good because the kids, a lot of the competitions fit right in with technology.
Right.
So just a thought for the technology. Just thinking the technology that goes along with it. So there's about 35 competitions at regional, and then they go up from there. And just thinking about how it would tie into some. I mean, some of them, there's a robot one in there. Right. And then there's one where it's called Invention Convention, where they invent something from nothing but like marshmallows. And it's really a lot of stuff. So, all right. So I just want to mention your Hall of Success again, just to make sure I'm trying to get everybody to really remember this. It's October
28th.
28th at 7 o'clock at night. Tickets are $30, everyone. We want to make sure. How many can you hold? Just out of curiosity. I keep announcing this, but now watch.
We can hold probably up to 200. So
a lot. Well, let's challenge them. Shall we challenge them?
Absolutely.
Sure. All right, we're going to challenge you guys down there at Bridgeport Metal. I want to see everyone out there, businesses too, right?
Sure.
Anybody, to make sure that we can fill you guys up and we can get, those. How cool would it be? It'd be kind of like, some military person coming home when the streets are lined.
Absolutely.
So those 10 inductees, that would be super cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. We have just a couple more minutes. Anything else you guys want to add that I have forgotten or not thought about, or that that I don't? Because that's a lot.
I can't think of anything. I think we've covered.
No, I think
pretty
we've
much
pretty
everything.
much covered.
Yeah.
So, are you going to apply for next year's grant, or for the grant that you saw?
I don't know that we're eligible since we were in the first year. But like I said, Digital Promise and Google, what they're doing is they're using the research from this year to decide what to do next year, and you never know what they're liable to do.
When's the deadline? Like, when was the deadline originally?
The deadline was in May. No, it was in April, I think.
So almost toward the end. So they have several months still.
But now, like middle schools that are interested in applying for second year program, I did not see a deadline on that Google form. Just go to the Digital Promise website, and you should be able to find the Google form and say, hey, I'm interested. I would highly encourage any middle school to become a part of it if they possibly can. We're seeing a lot of positive things going on at our school.
Absolutely.
As a result.
Just in 9 weeks, we've seen. I've seen tremendous growth just in our faculty and just
being excited
about it, taking chances, doing things outside of their comfort zones. You know, seeing people who've taught for years and years and years, really kind of to see them be excited and to grow some. That I think that's awesome.
Is it mostly apps, or is it mostly or is it? So I'm just going to name Plickers.
It varies according to the teacher.
Okay.
Like, for example, I have one teacher that's using sites and sheets together. I have one teacher that's using her Elmo with Google Classroom so that she can record lessons for students that have been absent or need remediation.
Okay.
It's about whether they're looking for efficiency, whether they're looking to increase engagement, or just enhance the curriculum.
Really looking at ways to solve teachers' problems. Instead of just saying, "Oh, we're gonna give you this one more thing that you've got to do." We don't really want them checking a box saying, "Oh, you can do this." We really want it to be addressing an issue they're having in their classroom and finding a way to help them work smarter and really make their job easier.
Use the technology as a tool specifically for that particular problem.
I would guess too that if the kids, are more engaged, it makes the teacher's life easier.
Absolutely.
Because then everybody's more engaged, it's quieter, you have less, issues with other kids, and you want to learn.
Right.
Mm-hmm. When you get a kid who wants to learn, man, the world's on fire.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So. Yep. All right. Well, we are done today. I thank you guys very much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
It was very good. And so if you find out that that's you get to do the second one, make sure you call the station. We'll see if we can get you on if you get the grant. We'll do something with that. That sounds good. So, all right. Well, guys, thanks for coming and visiting us today. We were with Bridgeport Middle School, and this is this week's in Jackson County Schools. We'll see you next week.